Because a lot of people are not getting the vaccination, so they must need to sell some medicine.
Right, but at another, one of the other presentations we did, Bill Gates talked about different vaccines and stuff,
Right.
and he was saying how it was how it would be used to lower population. Okay,
And
so they were making people sterile with some of the drugs and stuff that they would put in the vaccine.
the good thing about it, a lot of black people, we've been so duped so much. We hip, but them white people, man, they gullible like a mud.
I don't know, because
A lot of blacks too, but a lot of us are aware.
right, but you got to think about it now. Now the game that they're playing is that you don't have your child immunized, you can't go to school.
Right.
It's a game.
It's a game,
Right.
right? But now
But
why?
that's not. Well, you can still go, but you have to bring a letter about it's against your religious purposes.
Now watch this. I'm glad you
They
said
still
that,
try to get
because you
you.
done tied it into this next one.
Right.
Because here in New York,
Oh, they ended.
New York ended it.
Mm.
They ended it
Right.
because they want to force you to get this stuff.
Right.
You don't have control of what goes into your child's body.
Right.
Okay? So
Now
now,
to the measles outbreak
now
across
the only
the
way in New York is that you have to have it, have something from the doctor. The doctor has to say that you can't get the
And
vaccine.
who he work for?
Yeah, exactly.
Or when you go to the doctor's looking at you crazy because you don't want your kids to get these flu shots and all this stuff.
He gets a commission.
Right?
aggressive move in Albany. Governor Cuomo is eliminating religious exemptions for vaccines for school children. Now opponents are reacting to the law that is now in effect. Eyewitness News reporter Diana Rocco is live in Williamsburg with this story. Diana?
Charlene, good morning. This law was effective immediately upon the governor signing it yesterday. Lawmakers calling Williamsburg the epicenter for the worst measles outbreak this country has seen in decades. In fact, 2 yeshivas will remain closed this morning until they can prove that all students and staff here have had proper vaccinations. They were closed by the city health department yesterday. There have been 588 cases of the measles in New York City since last October. 75% of those here in Williamsburg. Back in April, the city issued an emergency order requiring everyone attending these schools to have vaccinations for measles, mumps, and rubella. They are still not satisfied that those requirements have been met. Yesterday, the governor signed this law that would ban religious exemptions as a reason for not immunizing, which has sparked protests in Albany from Orthodox religious groups who say this violates the most basic principle of the United States.
I've heard the anti-vaxxers theory, but I believe both are overwhelmed by the public health risk.
In the county where I live, in Rockland County, we have 266 confirmed cases. That means parents are really living in fear.
So these are the games that they play. But now watch this, because this gets interesting. Because this just happened also in New Jersey. They were trying to get rid of the religious exemption. Well, the people came together and look what happened.
Tonight, the vaccination debate rages on in this country, even though we know vaccinations are safe and necessary.
Listen to see how see
Yeah,
that?
even though we know.
See that?
No, you
That's
know.
the program.
Yeah.
All right. And then here we go. Watch.
Jersey failed to pass a bill that would have eliminated religious exemptions for school-required vaccinations. And a new poll shows support for vaccinations has dropped 10% in the U.S. over the past 2 decades. Meg Oliver now on what's driving the decline.
New Jersey is the latest state fighting over vaccination requirements for children to attend public school. On Monday, thousands protested a bill that would eliminate religious exemptions. Lisa DeRogatis has never vaccinated her 3 children.
I feel like this is a fascist overreach of the government and taking...
Now, if I had a nation of zombies, if I had a city of zombies, that would have went through. But these people went out there and they fought. And they made sure that that bill wasn't passed.
Medical freedoms.
The new poll shows a 20-year drop in vaccine support among all age groups, the steepest, ages 30 to 49 at 12%. But 86% of Americans say vaccines are not more dangerous than the diseases they prevent. Dr. Peter Hotez is an infectious disease specialist.
We're seeing a decline because of a rise in anti-vaccine misinformation coupled with political activities.
5 states have banned non-medical exemptions, including New York, which eliminated its religious exemption last year after measles outbreaks that started in 2018. Public health officials say vaccine rates need to stay high, above 90%, to protect those who can't be vaccinated.
Now, New York did this behind, which illness did they say? Measles, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, wait till we right? Outbreak of the measles, right? Let me see, I want to speed through a little bit. Because when here they had Dr. Oz saying that the flu shots are the best prevention, but then he doesn't give them to his own kids. Right? Mm-hmm. He says he don't. So that's very interesting, right? But let's go back to, I want you to see this. Just because they mentioned the measles first. So, here, check this.
Tonight, America on track for its worst measles outbreak in 25 years. 90 more cases in just 1 week. Public health officials doing all they can to urge Americans to vaccinate their children, offering free clinics, declaring states of emergency.
This anti-vax movement has proven to be very dangerous.
Officials are fighting the persistent but widely debunked myths circulating on social media, falsely linking vaccines to everything from seizures to autism. Not far from the epicenter of the nation's largest outbreak in the New York region, Nurse Melody Butler is trying to convince...
Now, before we really get into this, I want
Tonight, America on track for its worst measles...
Look at this picture. Remember this picture, all right? This picture is going to be very important to the next 2 things I'm going to show you, all right?
In 25 years, 90 more... Officials are fighting the persistent but widely debunked myths circulating on social media, falsely linking vaccines to everything from seizures to autism. Not far from the epicenter of the nation's largest outbreak in the New York region, Nurse Melody Butler is trying to convince anxious parents.
I know how susceptible people can be. Hi, my name is Melody Butler.
She knows because she herself was once afraid of getting the flu vaccine when she was pregnant with her 3rd child. The things you had initially seen online, they seem legit.
They did. And even as a nurse, I was taken for a ride by them. We need everyone to become a vaccine champion.
She's now on a mission to fight the myths, founding Nurses Who Vaccinate. Number 1 myth is autism.
Yes.
What is the argument they make and what's the counter-argument?
So the argument they make is that the vaccines given at 1 year age cause autism, but we have so much evidence showing that autism signs and symptoms can actually be present from birth.
And there's no link to vaccination?
Absolutely not.
Some parents worry even if vaccines don't cause autism, they have too many chemicals.
What I usually tell them is I inform them there's more aluminum present in breast milk than there is in the vaccine your child's going to get.
One nurse trying to spread the truth and save lives.
I work with mothers who've lost their children to vaccine-preventable diseases. I'm doing everything I can to prevent another family from suffering a death of a child or from lifelong suffering.
All right, back in the studio now with Dr. John Torres. If someone has had the vaccine, but they're in a high-risk area, should they get a booster?
Well, Lester, if you got 2 MMR vaccines as a child or even as an adult, then you're fully immunized against measles and you don't need a booster. But if you...
Let's go to this. I'm going to show you this exactly how these people work. Watch this. This is very interesting.
This is another example of none of us is greater than all of us. Hats off again to A Call for an Uprising. If you haven't checked out his channel, he's got some excellent content that you should really take a look at. If you go over there, tell him High Impact Flicks or High Impact Vlog sent you. But I want you to watch this, and I want to build off of what he said in his video. I have some things to add to it that I think you'll find very, very interesting. Listen to this from NBC.
Tonight, America on track for its worst measles outbreak in 25 years. 90 more cases in just 1 week. Public health officials doing all they can to urge Americans to vaccinate their children, offering free clinics, declaring...
Before I move along, I want you to listen to this right here one more time.
America on track for its worst measles outbreak in...
Worst measles outbreak, and then they put this image in front of you. Now, if you go to Google and you type in doctor holding baby, you're going to get this particular stock image right here. It's the exact image.
Exact same one.
Oh.
Right? Exact same image.
See right here, minus the supposed measles. And I want you to look at the Photoshop job. See this little print right here? It almost looks like a chipmunk paw print. It's the exact same print. It's not only a Photoshop job, it's a horrible Photoshop job. I mean, what are the chances of this exact print being here and here and here and here and right here? It's the exact same print, but this is a dreamstime.com like stock photo that was...
So if this thing was so bad, then just show us video of people with the measles. Why are you taking a stock photo and then doctoring it up? These are the games that these people play. These are the... Now why? Because, watch this. Watch this.
Times of Israel for this article.
They used it in Israel too. Same picture, same stuff. Okay? Photoshop. This is all the stuff I'm talking about. This is how they can manipulate video and all of this stuff and pictures to make you believe anything. Okay?
Well, toddler dies of measles in Jerusalem, and first such...
What happened in New York? They got rid of that exemption behind the measles outbreak. Okay?
In 15 years. Now I'm going to continue on with this NBC news story. They say it's a news story, but check this out. Just watch really close what they do.
25 years, 90 more cases in just 1 week. Public health officials doing all they can to...
Now I'm just going to show you this aspect of this because this goes on for a little while. But now watch this. Here we go. So this one guy, he went in, looked at this stuff, you know, checked it out, and he found all of these things that was wrong with this news story. All right? Then this other guy came behind him and found some more things. But now watch this. Watch this. This is so good. Let's go back. All right. Now, I'll show you how to do it.
Tonight, America on track for its worst measles outbreak in 25 years. 90 more cases in just 1 week. Public health...
What's missing? What's watch it? Watch it.
Doing all they can to urge Americans. Tonight, America on track for its worst measles outbreak in 25 years. 90 more cases in just 1 week. Public health officials doing all they can to urge Americans to...
They took the baby out.
They took the baby out.
Baby out. They on to it.
redid it.
Yeah.
Put it back on the internet. Took the baby out. Because people found what they did. People saw it was spreading that they had went in there and took a picture, a stock picture, and doctored it up. So they had to get rid of it. So they went in there and they edited it. These are the games these people play. So it was a good thing I had recorded the other version of it because now it's been replaced. Like they never even used that stock photo because it was being spread. And that's why they're trying to hamper down on the internet. hamper down on YouTube and all that stuff because they don't want people to be able to spread this information. It's things that they see when they catch them in a lie. Okay? But now, this is the one that we looked at, what we tried to watch last time on the swine flu. All right? And this is a piece that's 60 minutes. You have to see this just so that you know how this works. All right? These people are, woo, Lord and Lord.
The flu season is upon us. Which type will we worry about this year?